Hello everybody! Today I'm going to show you how to make Nanaimo Bars. These are a dessert bar that originates in Canada and that are very popular here. And I think they were voted as most popular confection for some national poll that a newspaper did a few years ago. So I'm just going to read you, I printed this off of Wikipedia, so I'm just going to read you a little bit, a couple of lines about the origins of Nanaimo Bars. The bar originated in Ladysmith, which is south of Nanaimo in British Columbia, Canada. In the early 1950s, Mabel Jenkins, a local housewife from Cowichan Bay, submitted the recipe to the annual Ladysmith and Cowichan Women's Institute cookbook. This cookbook was sold in the early 1950s in the region as a fundraiser. It became popular in many provinces' households, especially in company towns, and was sold in many of the coffee shops in Nanaimo's commercial street. So that's where they originated. They did spread throughout North America as well, and they actually got they're actually called something different in different places. But apparently the origin of these things is Canadian, so enjoy Nanaimo Bars.
Let's see what's cooking. It's time for Yo-Yo Max 12.
Here we go, Nanaimo Bars. Nanaimo Bars are in 3 layers. The first layer, in a medium saucepan over low heat, melt 1/2 cup of butter. To this, you're going to add 1/4 cup of granulated white sugar and 1/3 cup of unsweetened cocoa. Blend that together, and then you're going to whisk in 1 large beaten egg and whisk it in over low heat, a little bit at a time, and keep stirring for about 1 or 2 minutes until the mixture thickens. And it actually thickens up fairly quickly. Then take it off of the heat and add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Blend that together, add 1 cup of coconut, either sweetened or unsweetened. I'm using sweetened here because that's what I had in the house. Then add 1/2 cup of nuts. The traditional recipe asks for walnuts, so that's what I'm using, walnuts that are coarsely chopped, but you can use pecans or almonds, whatever kind of nut that you like. Then to this, add 2 cups of graham cracker crumbs and stir that together. And you'll notice that it's going to be very thick, but that's okay. That's how it's supposed to be. Now you're going to prepare a pan. The recipe asks for a 9 by 9 inch baking dish. I didn't have one of those. I have a 9 by 10, which works just fine. I lined it with foil, sprayed it with cooking spray, and then you're going to spread the chocolate coconut mixture in the bottom of that. Press it down until you get a nice flat even layer at the bottom, and then you're going to refrigerate this until firm, which takes about an hour. And I don't recommend skimping on the chilling time with these because it makes it a lot easier for the later steps. Now for the middle layer, you're going to put 1/4 cup of butter in a bowl, and you're going to beat it until it's light and fluffy. To this, you're going to add 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract and 2 tablespoons of milk or cream. Then you're going to add some custard powder. This is the brand that we have here is called Bird's Custard Powder. You may not have this where you live. If you don't have this, you can use vanilla pudding powder. And you need 2 tablespoons of the custard powder. That's what it looks like. And you're going to blend that in, and you'll see that it is white here, but it turns a very shocking shade of yellow once you blend that in. Then you're going to add 2 cups of powdered sugar, also called confectioners sugar or icing sugar. And you're going to blend this together, and you'll see it takes on an icing-like consistency. If it's too thick, you can add a little bit more milk or cream. And I added about another teaspoon, I guess, 1.5 teaspoons, and it was perfect. So just keep beating. The color will lighten up a little. It'll get a nice creamy yellow. And then you're going to spread it over the bottom layer and spread it nice and evenly. And then you're going to refrigerate this until firm, about 30 minutes. Now for the top layer, which is 1 tablespoon of butter and 4 ounces of semisweet chocolate. You can use the squares that are chopped, or you can use chocolate chips. Then melt that in the microwave and stir it all together until smooth. And then you're going to spread it over top of the custard layer. And this is the last layer. Then you're going to put it in the refrigerator and you're going to let it cool until the chocolate is set. Now for the cutting, I'm going to give you a little bit of instruction here on how to cut it up because it can be a little bit of a challenge. This is what's nice about putting the tin foil in a dish. You can lift it right out and then it's easy to get right to the edges with a knife. So heat a knife in boiling water, dry it off with a tea towel, and then just score the top of the chocolate, going almost all the way through. So the knife will just melt right into there. Now the reason you're doing this, if you try to cut these right through the chocolate without scoring the chocolate first, what's going to happen is the vanilla custard is going to squish out the sides and your bars won't look pretty when you're done. So I really recommend you score it. You can score it after the chocolate's been set, or when the chocolate is almost set, take your knife and score the bars. So you're basically almost going right through the chocolate layer, and this will just make it a lot easier to cut, and the finished end result will be just a lot prettier. The edges of this bar are kind of a write-off. They taste good, but they're not as pretty. So if you're doing this for company or for a special dessert dish, you may not want to use the edge pieces. So there you go, all set to be served. They're very pretty and they are delicious. I don't know anyone who doesn't like these.